13 people, 11 teenagers, and 2 teachers. 26 days on the other side of the globe from home. It's hard to quite put into words the impact 1 month can have on your life. When we first found out we were going to India, there was a lot of uncertainty and assumption, as the majority of the group's perception on the massive country had been formed by social media. Videos of chaotic train cars, pollution, and overcrowding. And while yes, that is a reality, and we did experience all of those things, that was only a portion of our trip.
How was your flight?
It was okay.
Wow, such interesting content.
How was your
I'm not
flight?
sure what time it is. It smelled.
How was your flight?
That was fabulous.
Great.
Thanks, Kaz.
I'm very hungry.
How was your flight?
So nice, slept the whole time.
Our day of travel was full of uncertainties, questions about what would happen during this next month. Prior to the trip, we had prepared with meetings, learning as much as we could about northern India.
What up, yo? We are in India.
Morning, everybody. Welcome to India. And the chaos, the magic, and all the dance together. My name is Sari. And this is
I'm Nito.
Mira, and we're part of Where Deadly Dragons. So welcome to India wouldn't be complete without the garlands. So we have a welcome garlands to everybody. Welcome to India. Namaste. You can namaste. Wow.
Pick your favorite seat.
Namaste. Namaste.
Delhi hit us all at once. The heat, the smells, the sheer volume of life. At the airport, we were introduced to our guides, Nirav and Siring, who welcomed us into India. Everyone was jet-lagged and still nervous, experiencing slight culture shock as we took our bus to the hotel. Horns blaring nonstop, people yelling across traffic, engines revving. Weirdly, though, there was a sense of calm and trust in the group. We had our first taste of Indian food, which is a moment none of us will forget. The food was flavorful and full of spices, which some people immediately fell in love with, and others had a harder time adjusting to.
Chicken?
Yes, please. Thank you, sir.
This is like combined.
You should get me off camera.
During our time in Delhi, we explored tombs surrounded by gorgeous gardens, where we did some orientation work to help the rest of the trip run smoothly.
Come on, guys.
Whoa.
So, what
What's up?
We're looking at the tomb.
And at our first experience in an Indian market, where the vendors also knew it was our first time and very much took advantage of that.
So, 4:30, you guys need to be in groups of 3.
2,000.
Yeah, this
That's a good deal. And that's hands painted.
Yeah.
The night train was an experience. At the station, there were people everywhere. Everyone gripped onto their bags, staring skeptically at the chaos around them, paranoid about being mugged. Foreigners are not common at these stations, which led to many stares that left the group feeling more foreign and out of place. As we boarded the train and looked at the cramped compartments with metal bunks stacked 3 high, a sense of dread and fear kicked in.
party and bunk
B3.
B3.
I looked back at his hand, and then he flinched and moved his way, and I was like,
Strangers slept in bunks adjacent to ours, and with 2 people in our group already sick, tension was high. We went to the bathroom in small groups and stayed up almost all night, terrified someone would steal our bags.
scared.
Sachi's not feeling the best.
And this is not the place to not feeling.
We had shoved our larger backpacks under the bottom bunk, and Nira told us to sleep with our day pack under our heads or intertwined in our arms.
Bye.
Everyone was very aware and very present, but we turned to each other for comfort. In our compartment, Alex and Addie played chess with Nirav while everyone else talked. Even though I think on average everyone got 2 hours of sleep, we deboarded the train feeling just a little more okay than when we got on.
That's all too hot.
That's almost empty.
Pretty good.
You got popsicles. And then do that's like a transition where it's like,
Oh, dude.
perhaps what is this area?
McLeodganj couldn't have been more different from Delhi. Cool mountain air, monks walking silently in crimson robes, prayer flags in the wind.
Meredith and I.
Okay. So one of you should have the med kit. That's right. I got that.
You can bit Mexican yeah. I'll be there around the base. I'll be a few.
Starkly different from the Indian food in Delhi, Tibetan food consisted of noodles and chicken momos, which everyone gorged themselves on.
I saw him go down the stairs.
So sick.
Is it a video?
Yeah.
Hella cute. This one is super cute. He's
We began to explore more into Tibetan Buddhism, attending a meditation at the top of one of the nearby mountains, and experiencing one of the most terrifying drives of our lives.
House is always alive. It's true.
Stomach bugs began to hit the rest of the group.
I'm battling a pit in my stomach that, to be honest, could go either way. And emotionally.
Beautiful dinner? Or lunch?
Just white rice, Sprite, no ice. And
It's pretty good. I ate some, and if no one else can some, I'm finishing.
Owen has 2 4.
Even with queasy stomachs, everyone rallied to tour the temple of His Holiness the Dalai Lama. Following our orientation to the vibrant community in exile, the group was split up into homestays to each have their own experiences. Our Tibetan homestays taught us hospitality in a way we hadn't known before. Not just food or beds, though we had both, but presence, slowness, conversations that mattered, even if they were broken across languages. We learned about exile, about identity shaped by displacement. We saw where our families worked and explored McLeodganj from a different perspective, meeting our family's friends and seeing a glimpse into their community. So right now, we are currently in our homestay. Day 2. Almost night 2. Dharamshala.
So good. Oh, thank you.
Welcome. Amala, say hi.
Hi, Tashile.
That means hi in Tibetan.
Oh, I just poured it down my pants. That's my bed.
A stage in our trip that none of us were expecting was the Political Institute. On our itineraries, it had just been labeled the Institute, which sounded a little intimidating and almost clinical. When we arrived, we were greeted by a man named Mohammed, who was very much himself and stood out against the more conservative portion of India we had gotten to know. The Institute was a very self-sufficient operation, growing their own food, composting their waste, and were even equipped with a tampon incinerator. We had discussions about the caste system, social class, government, and learned about the role the U.S. government played in India. We heard stories that challenged the way we think about fairness, equality, and opportunity. It was heavy and sometimes frustrating. Even though the group was exhausted and feeling slightly homesick, we still came together and leaned on each other.
Hi guys, for 65 rupees, we've got Lays and a ton of candies for a rupee each. All of this costs 65 rupees, which is the equivalent of 75 cents.
Whether it was playing poker together, throwing a frisbee with some of the other people at the Institute, or an intense game of hide and seek with the local kids, we kept each other busy.
The beautiful thing about GS is you're forced to live in the moment. No one has a connection to their normal life, so everyone puts all their energy into the trip. You go to school with these people all year, but you don't really get to know them until GS, when you spend all day around them. By the end of the trip, you really feel like you know everyone.
Ooh, dude, it is.
Have we got more? I do it on a...
Just skip that one and go right there.
Coming back to McLeodganj felt like returning to a home away from home that we had somehow established in under 2 weeks. We had favorite cafes, familiar paths, names we knew, and faces that smiled back. We visited our homestay families and told them about our experience in the Institute. The trek was a high point, literally and figuratively. We set out into the Himalayas, assisted by a team of mules and hiking staff, who turned the rugged mountains into a true glamping experience. Coming from Steamboat, everyone had been on a serious backpacking trip that involved stressful camp setup, mediocre food, and pure exhaustion. But this trek was quite the opposite. The people we hiked with set up our tents, made our tea, and cooked our meals, which did make everyone feel a little uncomfortable. The nice thing is that because we weren't concerned about the actual camping component of backpacking, aside from sleeping in a tent, we had more downtime with each other. Whether it was taking a quick swim in the freezing creek or gathering around the campfire to share life maps, an activity Nirav came up with in which everyone, yes, all 15 of us, shared our life story with the group. Gilbo, one of our fearless leaders, said something beautiful around this fire. We are not one drop in the ocean, but rather the ocean in one drop. Each of us, whether we liked it or not, were in this together, experiencing something only we would ever experience. Our bodies ached from the steep grades, and sickness slowly took over the whole group. But we stayed present, taking in every drop of the ancient scenery, playing gin while overlooking a sacred lake, and passing a football beneath the almost clear blue sky. Eventually, the sickness got the best of us, and we were forced to head down early. Even though the circumstances were not ideal, everyone, tired and sick, took care of each other. During our recovery time, the group rested and healed, and those who felt up for it attended a Tibetan dance. Everyone joined in, using the steps we'd learned in our previous dance lesson to attempt to keep up. Even though we probably stuck out like a sore thumb, everyone laughed and smiled and danced into the night. The second night train felt different compared to the first. Same bunks, same rocking motion, but the people had changed. In my compartment, there was an Indian family cooking food and passing it to everyone in our cabin, which we had to pass on because it wasn't worth risking more stomach issues. We talked and laughed and put on face masks to pass time. In the other cabin, they were having a very different experience, plagued with a relentless stomach bug that kept them up for most of the night. Even though the group was separated, we still came together to support each other, passing trash bags to the sick compartment and checking in on one another throughout the night. Finally, we arrived in Jaipur, feeling exhausted and slightly disgusting from the night train, but excited for the next phase in our trip. This phase was called X Phase, where the group got to plan our trip for the next week, including activities, food, and everything in between. We visited the Hawa Mahal and spent lots of time in the markets shopping for textiles, quilts, and other gifts to bring home. We went to a traditional movie theater and watched the Bollywood Jat. We saw the Amber Palace and the Nahargarh Fort at sunset. And we got traditional henna. Although our experience was more touristy than in previous weeks, the group had time to begin reflecting on everything we had seen and done. A highlight of our time in Jaipur was visiting a village that specializes in block printing. We toured the village, seeing each individual step that went into making the intricate fabrics we'd seen all over Jaipur, learning about natural dyes, how they carve the design blocks, and the dyeing process. At the end, the group had an opportunity to create our own block print.
Basically for viscosity, to make it more viscous.
We ended our trip in Agra, touring a mosque and learning a bit more about religion, continuing to reflect on the past month of our lives. To close out the trip, we were able to see the Taj Mahal. In the middle of everything we'd seen and done, it was a moment of quiet. We didn't talk much. We didn't need to. We quietly admired the incredible structure. Everyone by this point was exhausted and ready to head home, but also happy. Everything we had just experienced was something only our group had experienced. The memories, the laughter, the sickness, the highlights, the difficult moments, all of it. This wasn't a vacation. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't a curated cultural experience. It was messy and unpredictable. It was exhausting and hilarious and sometimes hard to explain. But we all walked away changed, more aware, more curious, a little more grounded in who we are. That's the thing about global studies. It teaches you about the world, but it also teaches you how to belong in it.